Hey there friends, welcome as we talk about the state of man in death. Well, today we want to begin with a story about King Tut. King Tut was an Egyptian pharaoh. He died at around 1350 BC, and his tomb was discovered in 1922, and it brought forth some of the secrets about the Egyptian beliefs and their culture. And as they discovered this tomb, it was amazing to see that he was buried with 7 coffins. Yes, 7 coffins. The 7th one was made of pure gold, and in that tomb, in the treasure house, there were 7 boats, more than 7 boats actually, where they believed that he could use them to cross over to the other side of the river Nile, because the Egyptians believed in the afterlife. They believed that when a person dies, they could cross over to the other side and continue living. Not true at all. So the Egyptians had secrets, and that's why they mummified their dead bodies. It's amazing to think that when Christianity came to Egypt, they finally stopped their practice of mummifying the dead bodies. So what secrets did they really have about the state of man in death? Where will we find the answers to these questions about the state of man in death and the questions that we have about the afterlife? What really happens? The Bible says in Job chapter 14 verse 14 that if a man dies, shall he live again? Not at all. We will go to the Bible to find answers to these questions, and we are going firstly to answer the question: is man mortal or is he immortal? What kind of inherent nature does man possess? In the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 15 and 16, the Bible says that it's only God who is immortal. In other words, in the whole Bible, there is no single verse. For example, in the King James Version, that word soul is used for more than 400 times, 460 times actually, and there is no single verse which says that man has an immortal soul. It's only God who has immortality. Yes, only God, only God. Romans chapter 6 verse 12, the Bible says that let sin not reign in your mortal bodies. So we see that man has an immortal, has a mortal soul, and also in Ezekiel chapter 18 verse 4, the Bible says that the soul that sinneth, it shall surely, or rather it shall die. We know that it was in the beginning, in the Garden of Eden. That is the only time where man was promised immortality in disobedience. In the Garden of Eden, when the serpent came, we know the story, and told Eve that you shall not surely die, but you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. So we see today, we want to mark that point today, that man has a mortal soul that is subject to death. It's only God who is immortal. Once again, dear friends, only God. That's a very important point. Next, we are going to look at what happens at death and where does man go? Or rather, what happens at death and where does the soul of man go? We are going to see that point in our next video. God bless you, God keep you, and thank you so much for watching this video. See you next time.